Hello everyone, welcome back to the Hillbilly Farmers. We hope you guys have been doing well. Today we're going to do what's called the late fall garden tour. This will probably be the last garden tour of the year. We also have other garden tours that we posted throughout the year, so if you want to go back and check that out on our channel, it's in our playlist. So let's go ahead and head straight out to the garden. Down through here we have some transplants out here in the garden. This is actually our 16-foot Gothic tunnel. Some transplants through here. We also have a few radish that are starting to pop up. We'll see if they can actually make it or not. These have not been growing a whole lot because it's been so cold. We've been getting down to 18 to 16 degrees per night. Things in here are looking pretty good for that. The other aspect about it getting that cold this time of year, it's not very common for us to be that cold. I don't know if you can see right down through here, there is some damage here on these lettuces over here from where they did actually freeze. So generally these type of caterpillar tunnels are very nice for shoulder seasons, but the weather we've had has been more like January weather for right here. Over here we have some more transplants, and as we've noticed, they're not really growing much. We might end up having to put some lighting out here to try and take care of this whole situation. Let's go ahead and head over to the 14-foot Gothic tunnel. Down through here we have some radish that were harvested through pretty much, so they're almost completely done for. As you saw over there, we have some that are growing. Hopefully those will be okay. Got some lettuce that's been cut off of, some lettuces that have not been cut off of yet, and we have Hackerai turnips over there on that side. So as we head down this way, we continue to see we have more lettuces transplanted through here. Actually, one thing I wanted to talk to you all about is the broccolini right here. When it got down to that cold of a temperature, it did go ahead and destroy it. We're pretty sure they're done for. They may come back to life in this warmer weather, but we are not very optimistic that's going to occur in this situation. As we continue on, there's still plenty of lettuces down here. Again, they're just not growing really fast. We do have 2 more LED lights that we're not using right now. I very well may go ahead and start putting them out here to add some extra light to try and see if we can trick these plants into growing more. It's mainly because of the reduced daylight hours that we have here. More lettuces all down through here. And we also have some more of the kale over here. Which kale is that right there? Red boar kale. And it looks like it has survived well enough throughout the cold weather. We noticed that kale usually gets down to about 18 degrees Fahrenheit or so. It's usually a-okay. Well, now let's head on down to the second garden. There's a couple things I want to talk to you about here. These were just uncovered. These are covered with insect netting. It's a very thin insect netting and it rips pretty easy, but it's cheap, so that's why we use it here. So this right here is a red Russian kale. So the red Russian kale here, so you can see the difference between being covered, being not covered, and covered. When we get down to 16 degrees, the kale can't really handle it. Usually about 18 degrees is about as low as we've noticed that it really wants to survive. As you can see here with this interplanted, just having a simple covering over top of this was enough to protect this kale to keep it from getting down to 16 degrees Fahrenheit. Over here we have radish growing, if I'm not mistaken. Radish growing right through here, and we also have more carrots here, as you can see, that are interplanted. Over here is another bed that we had just finished out, cropped out basically. Was the Hackerai turnips. Just about that time of year though, to where they don't really want to handle it too good either, but just being covered helped out a lot. But what type of cabbage is this right here?
I don't know. Right off the top of my head.
Yeah, we don't remember exactly what type of cabbage this is.
It is 100 and some day to harvest, and it is a winter. You harvest it in cold weather. There's no damage on it like the other cabbage down there that you guys will see. This doesn't have any damage.
And we also wanted to talk to you a little about the damage that we occurred down here. When we get on the other side of here, we'll show you more of that. We'll do that next. We're going to walk down through here real quick. But right over here, we had a bunch of radish and turnips planted, just hoping that it wouldn't get as cold as it did. One thing with farming is you never know unless you try. If you didn't plant it, then you never know what could have happened. But the frost and freeze did take care of that stuff, so it's not going to be growing for us anymore. Let's go ahead and walk down this way right over here. Just going to go over top of our fiberglass hoops here. We have some carrots right down there that you may be able to see. Those are Mokum carrots. It's the same type of carrots we've been harvesting on the channel all year, but just about. But these have already had a hard frost and a freeze, and they're actually turning a lot more sweet as a result. And the carrots will stay just fine in the ground if we get more frosts and freezes, and won't hurt a thing. The only thing it does is kills the tops on them. Still a whole lot of carrots down through there. Right through here, we have had a variety of broccoli.
Cauliflower.
Excuse me, that's called it broccoli. Through here we have a variety of cauliflowers that we've grown. They've also been damaged by the cold, as you can see. Yeah, we did get most of them. We have a little bit of spinach here that did not want to grow properly, and over here to the right-hand side we have Siberian kale. Yes, Siberian kale. I can look at it and tell most of the time on the kale. Not today though. But down here, right here is about where the carrots end. So that's all been harvested up through here. Up through there is the rest of the carrots. Right over here we have two different types of kohlrabi. I don't recall which varieties these are, do you?
It's kohlrabi over on your right side, and then the 2 rows right here is cabbage.
Oh, this is actually cabbage. I was thinking that was both of these were kohlrabi. Well, good thing she's here today to keep me all nice and corrected. Alrighty, let's head on to the other side of the tunnel here. Well, here's something new. The remnants of Hurricane Nicole messed us up a little bit here. It happens from time to time, but this might be just about the worst we've had this occur. As you can see through here, the wood chips have washed away. Very uncommon, but it does happen from time to time. It also washed away down into the strawberry patch and also into the other spot here. We'll look at that closer here in a second. So this was no fun, but we had a really heavy rainfall event. Just guessing from my previous experience doing plumbing design, it had to have been 4 inches per hour, maybe even 5 inches per hour rainfall. It didn't rain for an hour, but it was coming down really, really hard. So it washed this away. Some of this erosion here looks like it's probably about 3 to 4 inches deep. Could be a little more than that. As you can see, it washed wood chips away down into the strawberry patch here. And if you recall from the other garden tours, the strawberries were all the way out to here. Excuse me, from that side of the fence out to here. And they've already grown this far over, so we're gonna have some cleanup to do this winter on that. Right over here we have some beets. I'm not sure if they're gonna be any good or not. Maybe this because it was covered. Maybe that'll help things out. And here's another example of the carrots being covered with that insect netting. The greens on these are still looking pretty good. Very little dead pieces on these at all. So that's pretty interesting that worked out pretty good. More of the erosion through here. Now let's hope I can get this right this time. So right down here we have more of the broccolini that we're pretty sure is done for after all this cold weather we've had. We have some wood chips off to the side here that we were going to spread out. We just haven't got around to it just yet. If y'all remember, the tomatoes are all right through here as well. And we plan to plant garlic down here as well, as what she was just saying there. Down through here we have some Brussels sprouts. We planted these a little bit too late. They have hardly any Brussels sprouts to them. I think there's only one plant in here that really has anything that's worth trying to look at. This one right here does have a few, but not very many. So, all right. Well, that's just about it here in the garden. Again, this will probably be the last video of the year. We do have another channel. If you've made it this far through the video, it's called Porterfield Run Farm. It's really made for our customers so they can see what's going on and know what's happening. But if you guys want to check out the last few times we go through the garden, I don't really go in major depth in those videos, not quite as much as this one. Just kind of take a brief walk around and look and see how things are doing. But guys, if you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Actually, for any particular YouTube channel or whatever you like out there, remember to hit that like button. It helps out any creator whatsoever. And they all appreciate it as well as us. We appreciate that too. Well guys, we hope y'all had a good one on this video, and we're happy y'all came back to the channel. Hopefully we'll have some more videos out here for you before too long. The last thing I wanted to say for all the subscribers out there, the video form is probably going to change up quite a bit. As we said in our channel trailer, is kind of whatever we're doing here on the farm. The gardening aspect is slowing down, so we're probably going to get into other things. So, who knows what's going to happen? That should be fun. Y'all take it easy.